Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Puborama, and in today's video, I will be showcasing one of the best money-making methods for a new player in Grand Theft Auto Online. Previously, it was the Motorcycle Club Life and Death Bikes mission, where you could just keep replaying it over and over. In the last update of Grand Theft Auto, when the agency came out, Rockstar doubled the payouts of all Motorcycle Club missions. However, that payout is no longer active, which means that doing Life and Death Bikes is not nearly as an effective method of making money as it used to be. So I formulated a new money-making strategy for a new player, and this is possibly one of my favorite ones yet. So I'll be breaking into exactly what you need to do in today's video. In the latest update of Grand Theft Auto Online, the Los Santos Drug Wars update, you can get your hands on the Acid Lab, and you can get your hands on it basically for free if you complete the missions that are in correspondence. For example, the first dose missions, if you complete all of them, you're going to make about $400,000 in total because you get, I think it's like a $250,000 bonus when completing them. I had $400,000 in my bank account when finishing the missions. And then you're going to unlock the Acid Lab. You're actually going to steal the lab, finishing the last mission, and you're not actually going to have to purchase it on Warstock. Once you steal the lab, you're going to have to upgrade it for $750,000, and then a further $250,000 to get the speed and equipment upgrade done. So in total, it's going to cost you $1 million to get the Acid Lab fully upgraded. However, as of right now, the Fooligans missions are paying $100,000 every time you complete them. Now they are going to drop down to $50,000, but even then, you have to complete 10 Fooligans missions, and then you will be able to unlock the Acid Lab upgrade, which means that you're going to make $400,000 from completing the initial missions, the first dose, and then you're going to make $500,000 even without the times 2 payout on the Fooligans missions, and that's going to net you $900,000, meaning that all you need to do is make an additional $100,000, and you're going to have the Acid Lab fully upgraded when it comes to making money. Now, the Acid Lab is not the best business in the game. It's going to net you about $55,000 every hour if you're adding in the equipment cost of resupplies, but that's still $55,000 an hour you are going to be making permanently in the game for the rest of the time you play it. That is just free money. So make sure that if you're new to the game, you do complete the first dose missions. You can find them right here on the map, and when you complete them, as I said, you'll be able to unlock the Acid Lab, and then it's just going to cost you just about as much as you've earned to fully set it up. Now that we have a passive business running in the background, we also want to be doing something active, making money while we're playing the game ourselves. So what you're going to want to do is Life and Death Bikes. Even though it was nerfed, it is still making $42,000 every completion. Now what that means is that you can still make $360,000 every hour if it takes you on average 7 minutes to restart the Life and Death Bikes mission. Now to do this mission is very easy. You're going to go to your Motorcycle Club and go over into the big meeting room. You're going to see a wall with a couple pictures on it, and you're going to select the one that says Life and Death Bikes. If you don't see the one that says Life and Death Bikes, you're going to load into a new lobby. Just go press start, invite only lobby, boom, it's going to take you a couple seconds. Make sure you've set your spawn location to your Motorcycle Clubhouse, and then boom, you're going to load right back into your clubhouse, and then you can start the mission up because it'll keep changing them every single time. It's a very easy way to continuously repeat Life and Death Bikes. Just keep loading into a new session once you've completed it. Make sure you set your spawn location to the clubhouse, and you can just walk right into the main room, start it up again. It on average takes about 7 minutes to do the mission, and it's going to net you $42,000, so as I said, about $360,000 every hour. I'll link the other video I have explaining Life and Death Bikes. Even though it's wrong on the payout because Rockstar has changed the payout, I will still link it in the description as it's a pretty good way to understand how to do it. So that's the second thing we're going to be doing. That's going to make you $360,000 on average per hour. If we add those two together, that's about $400,000 every hour. That's really good. For example, the newly buffed vehicle cargo, if you're selling in a full public lobby, will net you about $450,000 every hour. And that's a business that's going to drop you back $1.5 million just to purchase alone. Plus, you also need to have a CEO building, which is going to net you back another another $1 million. So yeah, actually purchasing a $2.5 million enterprise to make just about the same money as we can make for free, yeah, make sure you do this method instead. Not just done yet, as there's one final bit of icing to put on the cake before we finish off the video, and that is purchasing a nightclub. As I said, you're going to make $55,000 on average doing your acid lab, and you're going to make $360,000 on average per hour doing life and death bikes. That's over $400,000 on average per hour. If you were to just play for 3 hours, whether it was over 3 days or something like that, you will easily have made over $1.2 million with that 3 hours of work. What you're going to do is go over to the nightclubs tab in Maze Bank Foreclosures and purchase this nightclub, LSIA. Now, Vespucci Canals is also a really good location. It's only a bit more expensive, so if you do want a better location, purchase Vespucci Canals. It's really good and it's really cheap. The reason I like LSIA for a new player is, first of all, it's quite far away from the rest of the city, so there's not a lot of people if you're selling in a public lobby and you want to get that high demand bonus to grief you. And as well, the LSIA nightclub is actually at a really good location just to get right out of the city. Right down here is the major road that it connects to, and this major road jumps you right onto this big road here, which then you can drive straight onto this major highway right over to Los Santos. And as well, if you want, you can take this road and go this way and just go straight into the city, and it's literally like maybe an extra 1-minute drive to get where the Vespucci Canals nightclub is. So even though it is maybe about an extra minute out of the way compared to Vespucci Canals, you are saving $200,000. I think it's really good. Now, even though the nightclub, the secondary part of the business, which is the acquiring goods from other businesses, you're not going to be able to run until you get yourselves a coke lockup, a weed, methamphetamine, what you can do is have your popularity up. Having your nightclub popularity bar filled to the max, which is very easy to keep filled to the max. You can either pay new DJs to come in $10,000, which is still going to net you like $40,000 every hour for free, or what you can do is just kick somebody out of your club every, I think it's 40 minutes you can, and it'll fill your nightclub popularity bar back up to the max. It's incredibly easy to do, and once you've completed it, you're going to be making $62,500 every hour in Grand Theft Auto Online just with your nightclub alone. So, if we add all these together, if you're doing life and death bikes and you're making a $360,000 profit, and then you're also making $55,000 an hour with your acid labs, so that's about $400,000 an hour, add on the $62,500 from your nightclub, you're going to be making about $450,000-$60,000 an hour every hour in Grand Theft Auto Online with this method. It's not nearly as good as the previous one, which was making about $720,000 an hour, but I should point out that about $120,000 of that money you're making per hour is absolutely passive. And what that means is you can just hang out with some friends, chill, drive around, and then just collect the money. Do a quick sale mission from your acid lab, go to your nightclub, collect the $250,000, and then just keep on playing. And once you've made enough money, then you can purchase yourself an agency and start doing the Dr. Dre missions, and then purchase yourself a Kosatka. So I think that this is a really good method for newer players because you don't need to put in that much effort to make a very good payout. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and if you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.